Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. People say that every success story starts with a dream, and I will be very grateful if you allow me to share our story with you. Shall I? Great. Every dreams do come true. Everyone in their life has a dream, or two, or even three. Finding the way to achieve your dreams, goals, and inspirations is an epic journey on its own. Today, after 2 years of hard work, 2 years of continuous discussions, meetings, studies, and traveling from Bahrain to UK to Bahrain, this is exactly a perfect description of the statement, success does not come to you, you have to go for it. These unforgettable moments of celebrating our partnership with London South Bank University, celebrating launching our new College of Engineering, and celebrating our growing global presence will be a treasure forever. Yes, we all did it. We all did it together. Thank you, Professor Wahib. Thank you, Professor Ghassan. Thank you, our beloved partners. And last but not least, thank you all who played a major role in this success story. Thank you. Your Excellency, Dr. Amuna Al-Blushi, Acting Secretary General of the Higher Education Council, Assistant Secretary for Evaluation and Accreditation at Ministry of Education. Your Excellency, the British Ambassador to the Kingdom of Bahrain, Mr. Simon Martin. Mr. Samir Nas, the Chairman of the Board of Directors. Professor Wahib Ahmed Al-Khaja, the Chairman of the Board of Trustees. Professor Ghassan Fuad Awad, the President of Applied Science University. Professor David Venix, Vice Chancellor of London South Bank University. Professor Paul Ivy, Pro-Vice Chancellor, Research and External Engagement of London South Bank University. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It gives us a great pleasure to extend to you all a very warm welcome on behalf of ASU management, academic and admin staff, and our beloved students. How grateful we are to all who have accepted our invitation to attend this ceremony, the signing of a Memorandum of Cooperation between Applied Science University and London South Bank University. Allow me now to call Professor Wahib Ahmed Al-Khaja, the Chairman of the Board of Trustees, on a stage for his welcoming speech.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Your Excellency, Dr. Amuna Al-Blushi, Acting Secretary General of the Higher Education Council, Assistant General Secretary for Evaluation and Accreditation at the Ministry of Education. Your Excellency, the British Ambassador of the Kingdom of Bahrain, Mr. Simon Martin. Mr. Samir Nas, the Chairman of Board of Directors. Professor Ghassan Awad, President of Applied Science University. Professor David Phoenix, Vice Chancellor of London South Bank University. Professor Paul Ivy, Pro-Vice Chancellor, Research, External Engagement of London South Bank University. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me a great pleasure to welcome all of you to the university, especially our distinguished London South Bank University colleagues on this historical occasion of signing the Memorandum of Cooperation with London South Bank University. At a time when we are celebrating 200 years of trade relations between the Kingdom of Bahrain and the United Kingdom. I'm grateful to Dr. Amuna Al-Blushi for her patronage of this event. We have worked so hard over the past 2 years, and today we feel that this sense of achievement. This won't have happened without the great help we've received from His Excellency the Minister of Education, Dr. Majid Al-Naimi, and the great support from Dr. Amuna Al-Blushi and the colleagues at the HAC. His Excellency the British Ambassador and colleagues at the UK TI have also provided every assistance we needed. ASU is determined to become an international player to serve the region, and of course today we are full of joy and delighted that we are contributing to the Vision 2030 of His Majesty the King, which aspires to make Bahrain a knowledge hub for the region. In addition, we believe that we are contributing to the implementation of the excellent HAC, higher education strategy, by promoting STEM subjects as clearly stated in this visionary strategy. On behalf of the Board of Directors and Board of Trustees, I would like to convey my sincere congratulations to colleagues and students of London South Bank and ASU. Many students will benefit from the establishment of the College of Engineering, not only in Bahrain, but in the region as a whole. Both Applied Science University and London South Bank University are determined to make the partnership a great success in all areas of teaching, research, enterprise, and training. Let me conclude by thanking once again Dr. Amuna for her patronage of the historical ceremony and all guests and colleagues who turned up to share the joy and celebrate the milestone in the history of the university, and to wish the Vice Chancellor and Pro-Vice Chancellor of London South Bank University a pleasant stay in Bahrain. Wish you all a very bright future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Wahib. And now, let's all welcome Dr. Amuna Al-Blushi, Acting Secretary General of the Higher Education Council in Bahrain and Assistant General Secretary for Evaluation and Accreditation in Higher Education at Ministry of Education, to deliver her speech about importance of collaboration.
Your Excellency, Mr. Simon Martin, the British Ambassador to Kingdom of Bahrain, Professor Wahib Al-Khaja, Chairman of the Board of Trustees of Applied Science University, Professor Ghassan Awad, President of Applied Science University, Professor David Phoenix, Vice Chancellor of London South Bank University. Ladies and gentlemen, I am delighted and honored to be here with you all, and would like to take this opportunity to address a speech on this special occasion of signing a memorandum of cooperation and academic exchange between the two universities, Applied Science University and London South Bank University, in hosting engineering programs. And this event adds up to the historical relation bonding the two countries, the Kingdom of Bahrain and the United Kingdom, which dating back to 200 years. Since the launch of the National Higher Education Strategy, the Higher Education Council has been working on positioning Bahrain as a regional hub for high-quality higher education, producing also a graduate equipped with knowledge, skills, competencies required to succeed in the global market, encouraging investment and promoting international partnership in higher education section. And therefore, the memorandum between the two universities Applied Science University and London South Bank University in hosting these engineering programs falls within the Higher Education Council aspiration and vision. Additionally, as a part of national strategy, the Council aims to increase enrollment and graduation rates in STEM-related fields. We hope the engineering programs will meet the Higher Education Council desired result, and we're looking forward for that. I would like to close my speech by expressing my sincere gratitude to Mr. Wahib Al-Khaja, Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Professor David Phoenix, Vice Chancellor of London South Bank University, and Professor Ghassan Awad, President of Applied Science University, and all those whose tireless effort and hard contribution made the establishment of the engineering college and the hosting programs possible. Thank you all.
Thank you, Dr. Amina. And now, I'm honored to invite His Excellency, the British Ambassador to the Kingdom of Bahrain, Mr. Simon Martin, to deliver his speech of 200 years of a trade relation between the United Kingdom and Kingdom of Bahrain.
So, Your Excellency, Dr. Al-Balushi, professors, Professor Wahib, Professor Ghassan, Professor Paul, Professor David, professors all, and ladies and gentlemen, we have so many eminent guests here today. I'm sorry if I have not named everybody, but it's a wonderful, wonderful pleasure to be here today as the British Ambassador. Indeed, I can tell you it is a wonderful year in which to be British Ambassador to Bahrain. We have been celebrating the 200th anniversary of our formal relationship, and I have to say that the more we celebrate, the more I realize just how much the relationship between the UK contributes in different ways to life and indeed to the benefit of the people of both our countries. His Majesty the King set us the task when the organizing committee, which is involving my embassy and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Bahrain-Britain Business Forum and the British Council, he said, I want you to celebrate at least 200 events during the 200th anniversary. And I'm very glad to say we're well over 150 now. And so this is everything from spectacular events on warships to celebrate our defense relationship, to Shakespeare and Peter Pan, and a whole month of British food in restaurants and hotels, which was particularly popular. But actually, the field of education is such an important area in which Britain and Bahrain are working together. Indeed, I've just come from the beautiful National Museum, where we have been launching STEM workshops, which will be attended over the next 5 days by 900 students from Bahraini public schools, as well as from the British schools in Bahrain. These 900 teenage students are getting just a flavor for what can be really exciting about science, technology, engineering, and maths. And all the workshops that they're doing are all built around the amazing Spitfire that we have had in Bahrain for the whole of this year. A Spitfire that is painted in the exact colors of of one of the 6 Spitfires that were funded by public subscription in Bahrain in the early 1940s. And so we have seen Bahraini school children being inspired and indeed learning about the aerodynamics of the Spitfire. I can tell you I enjoyed the workshop and I've learned a lot more, and I suspect that if I had been to that workshop when I was a teenager, I might have gone down the science rather than the social science route at university. But the interesting thing is that after the first round of these workshops, there's been a huge increase in applications and expressions of interest to the university that hosted the first one, which was Bahrain Polytechnic, and also to the British Council, from students who are now more interested than they were before in science, technology, engineering, and maths. And so this is a really good example of how Britain and Bahrain are working together to inspire this interest. So I'm so glad that today we're going to witness the signing of the agreement that will lead to the creation of the new College of Engineering. And it brings to fruition some very, very careful, painstaking, and very, very important work between our two universities to bring this about. And the other great thing is that higher education is not a zero-sum game. And if you go to some countries in the world, the education sector doesn't necessarily embrace and encourage outside involvement and outside investment. Bahrain is different. Bahrain, the government of Bahrain and your ministry, Dr. Al-Balushi, recognizes that by creating the knowledge hub that His Majesty desires, we will see more people wanting to study in Bahrain we hope that the numbers of students in Bahrain will increase, of course, but also people coming to Bahrain, bringing their own diversity and their own wealth to this economy. We'll see more students coming from Europe as well. And the improvements that we're now seeing to the higher education sector here can only be to the benefit of Bahrain and to the wider Gulf and beyond. So for London South Bank University to be such an important part of this is great pleasure for me, and I'm very glad to say that we expect to see this partnership develop and grow, and of course there's room for others in the higher education sector here too. So this is something which we are celebrating during the 200th anniversary, but I know that we will see it grow and prosper as we move beyond the end of this year. So I would like to say once again, congratulations to the team from ASU and London South Bank University, and we look forward to working with you, celebrating and seeing the benefits of this great collaboration. And to everybody else here, particularly the staff, students of ASU, thank you to your enthusiastic welcome for this collaboration with one of Britain's finest engineering universities, and I wish you all well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency. New College of Engineering. This is our next presentation by Professor Ghassan Fuad Awad, the university's president. Let's all welcome him on stage, please.
Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon and welcome, everybody. I don't have a formal speech. I have a presentation, so I can escape the formalities. But you are all welcome. You are very, very important people. You have made a big difference for our university and the sector as a whole, from Dr. Muna and Mr. Samir and Professor Wahib and His Excellency the British Ambassador, which have been waiting for this visit for a very long time now, with Sophie, his wife, and Christian Syme, of course, head of UKTI, and our distinguished colleagues from London South Bank. We have the president of the Bahrain Society for Engineers as well, Engineer Masoud Al-Harmi, and many colleagues from other universities and distinguished guests and ambassadors and so on. So you're all most welcome. I'm going to cover a presentation, so no formal speech. I'm very proud of the two flags and the animated flags. I'm very proud of the design. What you see today, it was produced internally. We are a self-sustained university. Of course, the production is outside, but the design is within the university. Ustaza Asma Al-Mutawwa, mashkura, thank you for all your hard work, and our colleagues in PR who work overnight. Ustaza Tanya, who was the coordinator for this event, I'm grateful. I'm grateful to everybody who worked really, really hard, all colleagues in the university, academic and admin, and the great support we have from the chairman of the board of directors, Samir Nas, the chairman of the board of trustees, Professor Wahib Al-Khaja. We are really grateful for that. And the board of directors and board of trustees members as well. We have plenty of them here. Now, I came to Bahrain exactly 2 years ago. It was 7th of November, 2014. It was a Friday. On Saturday, I flew to London. I was in London. Professor Wahib and Professor Zidane, who I'm really grateful for all his hard work as well, were in London. I joined them, and Sunday, we stayed in London. Then on the 10th of November, my very first day at Applied Science University was at London South Bank University. It may have been pure coincidence, but it shows the value of trust and support and professionalism we have. And it has been a very, very interesting journey. Overnight flights, arriving in London in the morning to go for a meeting at London South Bank. Your room is not booked, with Mr. Muhammad Al-Khaja and his wife. So I went with my jeans, do you remember that day? We worked really hard, all colleagues from both sides, to set up the College of Engineering and establish 5 exciting programs. I think everybody has covered the importance of STEM. It's very, very important for us. And the internationalization strategy, what the HEC have developed in terms of the higher education strategy and the scientific research strategies of international quality, believe me, colleagues. We are trying to implement now part of what you have proposed, Dr. Ramona. And we have had many visits from the HEC to come and check on us. The last one was on Thursday to check our readiness to be able to launch the program soon. So we're really grateful to our colleagues from the HEC who works really, really hard. Thank you. Now you can see 200 years of trade relations. We are contributing to this. I think it has lasted 200 years because of a culture of trust, professionalism, and loyalty to each other. And this is exactly what we have with London South Bank. It's a relationship which is based on trust, professionalism, loyalty to each other, support, and this will go beyond launching a College of Engineering and few programs. It will be much, much wider. My colleagues will talk more about it from London South Bank. If I can operate now the technology. This is our strategy for the university. You can see the house, the university house, we call it, from the vision, the mission, what we want to be, our strategic objectives, teaching and learning, research, community engagement are the pillars of what we do at the university, and it's supported by student support, internationalization, quality assurance, and sustainability growth. Student support, I'm delighted today we have our newly elected Students' Council members. I hope they are with us today. I've invited them. Yes, thanks for coming. And internationalization is very, very important for us. We have a strategy for it. Quality assurance, of course, sustainability growth. We want to diversify our business. We want to set up programs in English and Arabic, undergraduate, postgraduate, in different disciplines as well. And hopefully we'll have some expansion in Bahrain and the region, hopefully, inshallah, in the future. Our values are based around integrity, collaboration, team spirit, loyalty, social responsiveness, community engagement, and quality, which is not far from, I think, London South Bank has. So very, very similar approach. Now, just few words about the university. It was established in 2004. Our current student numbers, 3,020. We have about 200 plus academic and admin staff. We have staff from over 22 countries. And we are very, very proud that our staff come from different backgrounds and different nationalities. And this is exactly the vision of His Majesty the King in the area of coexistence, tolerance, accepting each other, living in peace, working in harmony. That's exactly what we do here. Next week, or this week, in fact, we go to Rome as part of This is Bahrain, Rome, to promote the message that Bahrain is a peace-loving country for sure. People live in coexistence with each other. There are no issues whatsoever. And this is the message. 5 of us will be going, and we'll be taking some students with us. We have, I had a dangerous statement there. The capacity of the campus could be up to 6,000 if it was morning, evening, and weekends, but we know the limit, the ceiling is specified by the Higher Education Council. We are very proud of the 18 fellows of the Higher Education Academy. Our colleagues in the university have applied for the Higher Education Academy in the UK, and 18 of them have become fellows and senior fellows. And this is a very, very reputable professional body in the area of teaching and learning. I know the HEC recently ran some training programs for all universities in Bahrain, and we have identified 7 colleagues who attended with them. Now, the College of Engineering will have 5 programs. We will be starting with 2 programs, architecture, design engineering, civil and construction engineering in year 1. Then in year 2, we add 2 more programs, electronics and electrical engineering, telecommunication, network engineering. And in the 3rd year, we add mechanical and design engineering. We want to do it gradually. We want to build up the quality. We don't want to rush into running 5 programs at the same time. We want to deliver top quality education for sure. And I think this is really important for us. Now, this is the structure of our committee in general in the university, and the College of Engineering is already there as part of the other 4 colleges we have: Administrative Sciences, College of Law, Arts and Science, and the College of Engineering. Now, our collaboration with London South Bank University will go beyond teaching and learning to cover research, innovation, entrepreneurship, internationalization, and capacity building and training, which is really important for us. And I think Professor David and Professor Paul will talk more about this area. I would like to conclude. I think this is my very last slide, and it's the story of the king and the toaster. I know that you may have heard it so many times, but this time I put the engineer, because engineers are very, very pragmatic people. They deliver results quickly. They are action-orientated. So there was a king who wanted a toaster. He asked an engineer and a bureaucrat to produce it for him. I hope the engineer will be an ASU graduate and LSBU graduate at some stage. But the engineer, being pragmatic, practical, he went home, he or she went home, designed the toaster, manufactured it, tested it, put some bread, it was working. He was very happy. He went to the king the second day, said, "King, here is the toaster." The king put some bread, he got toasted bread. All what he wanted, beans on toast. So the king was very happy. The bureaucrat disappeared for 20 years. He came back with big plans. You can see how many documents he has read. And he came to the king and then said, "King, here is the design of the toaster. You can use it as a toaster. You can use it as a coffee machine. You can use it as a hair dryer." It was still a design. So the king decided to imprison the bureaucrat, and they all lived happily ever after. So it's important for us to produce engineering graduates who are pragmatic, really capable, practitioner to a large extent. And this is really the essence of our relationship and collaboration with London South Bank University, which is of applied nature. It's very similar to what we want to do at Applied Science University. I think that's all what I want to say. Thank you all for coming. We're really grateful.
Thank you, Professor Ghassan. It's my pleasure now to welcome on stage Professor David Phoenix, Vice Chancellor of London South Bank University, to deliver his speech on introducing London South Bank University. Please welcome.
Thank you. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests and friends, can I just first of all thank everybody for the really warm welcome that we had when we arrived, which in truth is similar to the really warm welcome I've had every single visit since starting to visit here 2 to 3 years ago. So thank you all for a start to a great occasion. Today marks a significant day for London South Bank University and the Applied Sciences University, and I'm delighted that we've now managed to bring our 2 institutions together to sign this Memorandum of Understanding and Cooperation today. I would like to start, though, by taking this opportunity to thank all those who have been involved in actually getting us to this point. I'd especially like to just mention, though, Professor Heeb. It was about 2.5 years ago that I first met in his office, and we shared a vision of trying to bring together the UK and Bahrain education in this format. And that 2.5 years in some ways has gone very quickly, but there's been a lot of work behind the scenes from staff in the UK, staff in Bahrain, and from our friends within the different ministries. So thank you all to those who've been involved. And I suppose, although it's gone very quickly in some ways, maybe by taking time, it's just allowed, as with every good idea, the time to be right for the launch now. I mean, we've heard today about the 200-year celebration, and I think that provides an opportunity for the UK to reaffirm its commitment to Bahrain, and we're seeing that, I think, not only with the visit of His Royal Highness this week, but with multiple visits and discussions. And I'm sure that as that commitment's reaffirmed by both countries, this will be just one of many collaborations we see, not just in education, but within business and other endeavours. And we've also heard, though, about His Majesty's vision about the education hub, which is one of the things that attracted me in the first instance. But there's also been the drive towards launching the new strategy for enterprise within the country, and the recognition of the universities and the way in which skills will be key in terms of developing the workforce of the future. And that's where London South Bank University has a real strength, and where I believe that through our collaboration, the Applied Sciences University will have a really important role in terms of developing the skills and the workforce that this country will need for the future. So maybe now the time is right, and we're on the start of great things. I'd just like to say a few words about London South Bank University for those that may not know us too well. The university was originally launched about 125 years ago as a small institute. It was championed at that time by the Prince of Wales, very fitting, given this week's visit, and the Archbishop of Canterbury. And they led a lot of the fundraising activities because they believed in the south of London we needed an institution that supported the people of the south of London to reach the potential. And by giving them the skills and the support, so helping drive business and the economy within that part of London. And in truth, our mission stays pretty much the same today as it was then 125 years ago, even though the university's evolved through many steps. And our strategy only has 3 outcomes, you'll be pleased to know. The first outcome is around student success. And in that outcome, what I've tried to define as Vice-Chancellor is something that I've termed a learning pathway. And it points out that in the global age of technology, universities need to move away from the focus on knowledge. That's taken as read. And it's my belief that what becomes really important is the application of knowledge. But there are 2 other parts to London South Bank's learning pathway. The first is the extracurricular activity to build confidence in the students, volunteering and other activities that allow them to actually not just show they know the subject, but they can apply it and they have the confidence to go out into the world and apply it. And the final part of the pathway is the links to industry and professions to make sure the courses are current. And through applying that, we've seen in the last few years very rapid growth, some of the fastest in the UK in terms of graduate employment and student satisfaction. And it's something that I believe is a firm foundation for success in the future. So that's student success. The second outcome is real-world impact. And that ties into the enterprise agenda that I just mentioned. We've launched a number of new innovation centres, both in London and in Cambridge. And we're already now seeing, on the basis of that, multi-million-pound income generation to actually translate the research knowledge of our staff into practice with business. We've moved to the point where we have over 600 small and medium enterprises now working with us on an annual basis. A key part of the Bahrain enterprise strategy is how to engage with SMEs. And we have somewhere in the region of 7,000 students sponsored by industry and the professions studying at South Bank. Now, when you couple the fact that over 1,000 employers are sending 7,000 students to us to study and paying for all their costs, and the fact that the Times newspaper currently ranks us as 14th in the country for graduate starting salaries, on a simple principle that people only pay for what they believe is of value, I think that tells you that our approach to education is seen as being valuable to the business and to the employers and to the students of the future. So student success and real-world impact are 2 of our key strands of our strategy. And as I said, our ethos hasn't really changed since we were launched that 125 years ago, but our reach has widened, and as the university community. Today we serve communities globally. We have students from 130 countries, from Brazil to Bahrain, and all those students come to London South Bank to try and live up to our ethos about becoming what you want to be. And the diversity of the experiences and the backgrounds of the students is a great source of pride, but it makes a huge contribution to our success and the culture that we try and create within the university environment. And we want to build on our legacy of transforming lives by trying to actually work and recognise the need to now work in that global landscape. I said there were 3 outcomes. Student success I've talked about, real-world impact. The third outcome is about access to opportunity. And it recognises the work we do in country, working in partnership with business, but the need that we can only succeed by working in partnership internationally. It's about working in partnership with other people to provide access to that education for those that can benefit. And that was one of the reasons why I was so pleased when I was first invited to come to ASU, because the ethos of ASU, in terms of the applied nature of what it does, and its desire to prepare people for work and to engage with the community, aligns so closely with ourselves. So recognising the global nature of higher education, it makes sense that I'm standing here today alongside my esteemed colleagues from ASU as we build the foundations for the future. Between us, we're working to prepare the next generation of leaders and thinkers, enabling them to make a positive contribution to society by ensuring that it's not just what they know, but how they apply that knowledge as they move forward. And in this area of globalisation and interdependence, we know that no one university, no matter how large or successful, can ever achieve the ambitious goals that we can achieve together by fostering our partnerships. Partnerships which will work for the benefit of our students through exchanges, but also for our staff and for our local communities. And through those partnerships, I expect that we'll be able to develop the natural talent of our students and staff and support their ambition wherever it takes them. Our partnership commits us to working together more closely towards our common goal. It cements a partnership which will foster new teaching collaborations and add academic value for both universities through exchange programmes as we work ahead. And that, in the first instance, is, as you've seen, through engineering, but we hope shortly to also be expanding our collaboration in areas such as law and looking at new endeavours that can be of benefit to both countries in the future. It will enhance the learning experience of our students, facilitate knowledge exchange, and provide greater opportunities for students and staff both in London and Bahrain, creating the type of learning environment that we value most, one that's vibrant, globally recognised, challenging and supportive, and has that international standing and resource that's required to prosper. By developing the sense of global citizenship and understanding among our students in this new interconnected world, I believe that together ASU and LSBU will graduate leaders of the future, create wealth generation both for Bahrain and for the UK. But in addition to the teaching, we will also be looking to take forward joint ventures, looking at enterprise, looking at how we actually work with business to create new opportunities, both in terms of research and innovation. And that will hopefully lead to another ceremony, not in another 2.5 years, but in the nearer future as we move forward. So in conclusion, I would like to thank once again everybody who's worked on this. It has been a lot of work behind the scenes to actually get this to this point. I know that my colleagues in London share the same feeling of excitement and optimism about the possibilities that can come about as our two universities enter this historic partnership. And I look forward to seeing the partnership flourish. I look forward to seeing it become an exemplar for the future of higher education in what is a fast-moving, globally connected world. And that this education, the way we deliver it, will support both student success and have real-world impact that will benefit both the UK and Bahrain through our staff and our students and international collaborations. Thank you.
Opportunities for research, innovation, and enterprise will be our last speech by Professor Paul Ivy, Pro Vice Chancellor, Research and External Engagement of London South Bank University. Let's all welcome him on the stage.
Excellencies, honoured guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to be able to echo the sentiments of my Vice-Chancellor, Professor Dave Phoenix, in saying how delighted I am that our institutions have come together to launch this new College of Engineering. I can say with some authority the way in which our institutions have worked together to arrive at this position has been exemplary. The conversation between our academics has evidenced real partnerships, mutual respect, delivery, and ambition for the future. Conversations have been easy, and as we have grown in our partnership, so the real extent of our shared ambition has become clear, and the excitement has grown. In the future, if we choose to look back, I do believe that we will recognize today's opening as the start of a famous and highly regarded educational transformation. A transformation built between two equally strong institutions working in partnership with each other and learning from each other. We have the responsibility to blend the best of Bahrain and the best of the UK higher education systems. And this is more than a superficial validation of new courses. The prime responsibility we have, of course, is to our students. Authority to teach students comes from evidencing research and professional practice, and then influencing curriculum and teaching. This is especially true of engineering, but applies equally to law, art and the creative industries, health and life sciences. The engineering degrees from the Applied Science University will be designed to deliver this advanced pedagogy through problem-based and blended learning. But also, these degrees will be informed through active and joint participation in technology and knowledge transfer, enterprise and entrepreneurship. I'm delighted to report that London South Bank University is ready to develop world-leading enterprise and entrepreneurship education in partnership with the Applied Science University, Bahrain. The UK Institute for Enterprise and Entrepreneurs has most unusually listed London South Bank University for 3 awards this year. The university as Enterprise Learning Provider of the Year, Anna Howard, an Associate Professor in Enterprise Education as Enterprise Educator of the Year, and Martina Echo, who is a master's degree student on a language translation course, as Enterprising Learner of the Year. Martina has posted a comment describing her approach to enterprise on our website, which reads like this: go for it, try, fail, and try again. Learn as much as you can from other people. Never stop reading. Build a network, make plans. Trust yourself and your skills, and never lose sight of the big plan. This was written as a message to other students, but it is a lesson for all of us, and indeed a lesson for this partnership. Last month in the US, London South Bank University was awarded the Global Consortium of Entrepreneurship Centres Award for Emerging Entrepreneurship Centre, which honours entrepreneurship centres less than 5 years old and was created to serve a particular target audience with a specific purpose. London South Bank University has been nominated for the Duke of York Award for Enterprise for University Entrepreneurship by the National Business Awards in the UK. And we are nominated by the Times Higher Education Award for Entrepreneurial University of the Year. I list these not to boast, but to cement the idea in your minds that this partnership is more than validating courses. Dave Phoenix talks about deep partnerships, which are multi-touch, mutually supportive, and for the students and staff involved, truly transformational. This is what, together, the Applied Science University and London South Bank University will build in Bahrain. And in this year in which we celebrate 200 years of Bahrain and UK cooperation, we have agreement between our two universities for a jointly owned enterprise company, linking the College of Engineering with industry and small businesses in Bahrain and across the region. London South Bank University will be a strong partner in this development, linking academics to form joint research teams, a shared environment for research, and supporting a research centre in sustainable communities here in the country. We have already established regional offices for each other on our campuses. So, Your Excellencies, honoured guests, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you recognise some of our joint ambition for this engineering college as it builds over the next few years. It is built on the reality of our respective strengths and the real potential for higher education in Bahrain. It is built on some 2 years of careful, methodical planning and some respectful conversations. It is built recognizing that students in Bahrain and in the UK are, or wish to be, global citizens, and our educational offer must reflect this. Finally, as an engineer myself, it is built by engineers, and it is built to last. My warmest congratulations to all those who have worked so hard to make today the event it is, and thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are coming now to the most exciting part of our ceremony, signing the Memorandum of Cooperation. Let's all put our hands together and welcome to the stage Her Excellency Dr. Ramon El-Bloushi, His Excellency Mr. Simon Martin, Professor Ghassan Fuad Awad, Professor Wahib Al-Khaja, and Professor David Phoenix. Please, on the stage. Dear guest, with ASU, surprises never ends. Another way of celebration will be by having our delicious cake to celebrate the ceremony, please. Please, who will start cutting the cake?
Very done. Well done.
Thank you. Allow me now to call Mr. Samir Nas, the Chairman of the Board of Directors, to present our token of appreciation and welcome to Dr. Ramon El-Bloushi, please. لازم. Another token of appreciation will be delivered to Mr. Simon Martin, the British Ambassador to the Kingdom of Bahrain. Professor Ghassan Fuad Awad will present a token of appreciation to Professor David Phoenix. And to Professor Paul Ivy. Thank you very much. Finally, I would like to thank you all for coming and spending this unforgettable event with us. I hope all enjoyed the ceremony and it was beneficial to every single person here. Looking forward to see you again in the future. Thank you very much.